I bet you didn't know that the richest man in history wasn't a modern billionaire, but a 14th century African emperor. Today we're diving into the life of a guy who makes Jeff Bezos look like a pauper. Yes, you heard that right. I'm talking about Mansa Musa, the 14th century emperor of the Mali Empire. His wealth was so vast it's almost beyond comprehension. This dude was so rich it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. Imagine having so much gold that it disrupts economies. We're talking billions, maybe even trillions in today's money. His fortune was so immense, it's said he could have bought entire countries. So, how did he get so loaded? What was his secret to amassing such incredible wealth? Buckle up, because we're about to find out. Mansa Musa wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born with a golden scepter. He inherited a kingdom already bursting with wealth thanks to its prime location in the trans-Saharan trade routes. This strategic position was key to his empire's prosperity, but Musa wasn't just lucky. He was a shrewd businessman and a brilliant military strategist. He knew how to leverage his resources and expand his influence. He expanded the empire's borders and tightened his grip on the gold and salt trade, which were the lifeblood of the region's economy, making the Mali Empire the envy of Africa and arguably the world. His reign marked a golden age for the empire, with flourishing trade, culture, and education. Under his rule, cities like Timbuktu became centers of learning and culture, attracting scholars and traders from all over the world. Mansa Musa's legacy is not just one of wealth, but of cultural and intellectual prosperity. Imagine a landlocked country in West Africa, bigger than Texas, with rivers of gold and mountains of salt. This is a place where the landscape itself seems to shimmer with the promise of wealth and prosperity. That was the Mali Empire, a beacon of wealth and culture in ancient Africa. Gold, as you can imagine, was the bling of the day, coveted by kings and queens from here to Timbuktu. The empire's gold was so abundant that it even caught the attention of distant lands, making Mali a legendary name in the annals of history. And salt? Well, in a time before refrigerators, salt was a necessity for preserving food. It was the lifeline for many, ensuring that food could be stored and transported over long distances without spoiling. It was literally worth its weight in gold. The value of salt was so high that it was often traded ounce for ounce with gold, making it an incredibly precious commodity. The Mali Empire sat smack dab in the middle of the trans-Saharan trade routes, like a giant gold and salt dispenser. This strategic location allowed it to control and benefit immensely from the trade that flowed through its lands. Caravans laden with these precious commodities would travel for months across the scorching Sahara Desert just to get their hands on some of that Mali goodness. These journeys were perilous, but the rewards were worth the risks. And Musa, being the savvy businessman he was, made sure the empire got its cut. He understood the value of these resources and implemented systems to ensure the empire's prosperity. We're talking taxes, tolls, and trade deals that would make your head spin. The Mali Empire's wealth was meticulously managed, ensuring that it remained a powerhouse of trade and culture for centuries. Now, Mansa Musa wasn't just about stacking gold in his palace. He was a devout Muslim, and in 1324 he decided to embark on the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, a journey every able-bodied Muslim is expected to make once in their lifetime. But Musa didn't do anything halfway. He decided to travel in style. We're talking a caravan of 60,000 people, including 12,000 slaves, all decked out in Persian silks and carrying golden staffs. They had 80 camels, each carrying 300 pounds of gold dust. That's over 18 tons of gold. They traveled through cities like Timbuktu and Cairo, showering gold on the poor, building mosques, and basically making it rain wealth wherever they went. Section 4, Inflation Sensation, Musa's spending spree. Now, you might think showering cities with gold would be a good thing, right? Well, not always. Musa's generosity, while well-intentioned, had some unintended consequences. You see, when you flood a market with gold, its value goes down. It's like Economics 101. In cities like Cairo, the price of gold plummeted while the price of everything else skyrocketed. This sudden inflation lasted for years, throwing the local economies into a bit of a tizzy. It just goes to show even good intentions can have unexpected consequences, especially when you're carrying around enough gold to destabilize an entire region's economy. Section 5, Legacy of a King: Education, Culture and Faith. But Mansa Musa wasn't just about flaunting his wealth. He was a patron of the arts, a lover of knowledge, and a devout Muslim who wanted to spread the teachings of Islam throughout his empire. He brought back scholars, architects and poets from his travels, transforming cities like Timbuktu into major centers of learning and culture. He commissioned the construction of stunning mosques, libraries and universities, some of which still stand today as testaments to his legacy. The Sankore Madrasa in Timbuktu, for example, became a world-renowned center of Islamic scholarship, attracting students and scholars from all over the world. Section 6, A Timeless Tale. Why Mansa Musa still matters. So, why should we care about a king who lived over 700 years ago? What relevance does his story hold in our modern world? Well, Mansa Musa's story is a reminder that Africa has a rich and complex history, full of powerful empires, brilliant minds, and incredible wealth. His reign was a golden age for the Mali Empire, showcasing the continent's potential and grandeur. It's a story that's often overlooked or misrepresented in history books. Many people are unaware of the significant contributions Africa has made to global history and culture. But more importantly, Musa's story is a reminder that true wealth isn't just about how much gold you have, but about how you use it to better the world around you. Mansa Musa used his immense wealth to build schools, libraries, and mosques, fostering education and culture. It's about investing in education, promoting culture, and leaving behind a legacy that will inspire generations to come. His contributions laid the foundation for future scholars and leaders. And that's a lesson that's still relevant today, no matter how much gold you have or don't have in your pockets. The true measure of wealth is in the positive impact you make on your community and the world.